There we go. Hello, friends. I am so happy that we can have this moment to speak with Karina and Norma of the Consulado de Mexico in Milwaukee. They have a lot of wonderful and amazing things to share with us today. So I will leave it at that, but Karina and Norma will introduce themselves. Karina Blas, Deputy Consulate of the Consulado de Mexico in Milwaukee. Thank you. Karina, would you like to introduce yourself more, please?
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the introduction, Lacey. My name is Karina Blas, and I am the Deputy Consul of Mexico here in Milwaukee. And I'm also in charge of the Department of Protection and Legal Affairs, and also collaborating with Norma in the Department of Cultural Affairs. Thank you for having us today.
Hello, and myself, I'm Norma Sanchez from the Consulate of Mexico in Milwaukee, in charge of the Cultural Affairs, and we are very happy to join this conference by the Wisconsin Library Association today. Thank you.
And happy
so I'm going to start.
I was going to say happy Dia de los Muertos to you both. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lacey.
Trina, thank you. Yes, it's a very special day for us.
Yeah. It's really fun to see you on this day too, because we've celebrated earlier this month, but to get to see you today, it feels really extra special. So thank you again, both so much for being a part of the Dia de los Muertos celebration, for being wonderful supporters of the library and libraries across the state. And thank you for the presentation today too. I can't wait to hop into it.
Well, I'm going to share the screen so Karina could be able to start.
Thank you, Norma. Well, I want to start by saying that we know that most of the people think that the consulate is just for issuing passports or consular ID cards or issuing birth certificates, but the consulate does more than that. So just for you to know, the Consulate of Mexico in Milwaukee is the newest consulate of the Mexican government. It's the newest diplomatic representation abroad, and it was opened in 2016. Since then, we covered this jurisdiction that you see here on the map. We have 53 counties of Wisconsin and 12 counties of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. That's the territory that we serve. We have a very big community, estimated about 300,000 Mexicans living in Wisconsin. We don't have like a specific number for the Mexicans living in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, because we know that they are very few, but Mexicans are there as well. And just to point out, 7 out of 10 people are of Latino origin in Wisconsin, and well, 7 out of 10 Latinos in Wisconsin are of Mexican origin. And so that's the 5.5% of the total population in the state. So as I mentioned, it's a very big community and it's growing. We have seen this through the time that we have been here in Milwaukee. The Mexican community is growing, so our services are growing and are growing year by year. And well, here you have like just a small picture of what we do here. It's more than this. We have many programs, many initiatives, but the main departments that we have at the consulate are the Community Affairs Department, the Documentation Department, that is for the consular services, as documentation, civil registry, and notary, and the Department of Protection and Legal Affairs, where we say the sad cases, the vulnerable people in legal cases regarding immigration, human rights, criminal law, family law. So all these kind of things we serve at the Department of Protection and Legal Affairs. The Documentation Department is the first step in the protection of the Mexicans abroad. And here, as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we issue the identity documents for Mexicans living here. And we issue passports, consular ID cards, and also visas for foreigners. US citizens, for example, who want to retire in Mexico, they do need a visa, so we issue that visa here at the consulate. And also we issue powers of attorney, both for Mexican nationals and for US citizens, because we know that there are many US citizens who have, for example, property in Mexico, and they want somebody to take care of that property in Mexico. They have to authorize this person. So they come to the consulate and we issue the power of attorney for them. And but there are more also, we do register all the children of Mexicans who were born here in the US. They have the right to become Mexican citizens. So they have dual citizenship, we say. They have the US citizenship and the Mexican citizenship. So they are very lucky because no many people have this right and this opportunity, like to have, for example, two passports, two nationalities, two or more. For Mexicans, for example, we can have as many nationalities as we want, and that's a very good opportunity for us to know about the world and to promote our culture as well. And we also celebrate weddings here at the consulate between Mexican nationals who passed away here. Well, that's about the documentation department, but we have the protection department, and this, as I mentioned, is the sad department, because we see the cases regarding the defending, safeguarding the rights and well-being of the Mexican nationals that live here in our jurisdiction. So it has to do with assistance in family, civil, labor, criminal, and immigration affairs. So our main duties are in this department are the repatriation of people in vulnerable situations. For example, people who are homeless, who have an illness and wants to go back to Mexico to spend the last days, for example, of their life there, or people who can't afford the medical expenses here in the US and want to have the continued treatment in Mexico, or people who can be eligible here do it in Mexico, and we help them to go. We find the appropriate entities to help them, medical entities, hospitals, doctors who can receive this patient and continue the treatment for them. We also have the repatriation of minors, for example, those minors who are here in the US and were left by their parents who were deported and they are under the care of the social services here in Wisconsin. We can help the family to reunite in Mexico. So we accompany the minors in this process of repatriation. We also are we have this faculty to issue a visa for returning human remains to Mexico. If somebody passed away here in the US and wants to be, once the family wants to have the remains in Mexico, let's say like a body remains or ashes, we can issue a visa for them to enter into the country. We also help the family here with minors and family who wants to have the custody and adoption processes, or cases of child abduction. We have also had this here in Wisconsin. And also we provide assistance with alimony cases to victims of domestic violence. Unfortunately, these are the cases that we see the most here at the Department of Protection and Legal Affairs. So we have a permanent campaign of preventive protection. We usually share with everybody that who comes here and everybody we see outside in our mobile consulates. That I will talk about the mobile consulates after this. About the violentometer, like is that like the thermometer of the violence, because violence is not all just like to be hit or I mean to have like a bruise everywhere. No, violence it means financial violence, verbal violence, and so these kind of things we see here like every day, and we help the victims to access to local resources, and also we give them like an advice on the possibility of having access to migrant an adjustment of their immigration status because of this, of being victim of a crime, violence. And we also help in locating missing people here within the consulate jurisdiction, but also missing people that were trying to cross the border. So with the help of other consulates on the border, we try to locate these missing people. We also provide counsel with the help of a group of lawyers, local lawyers, who receive resources from the Mexican government in order to be in charge of the cases of these Mexican nationals. We also visit detention centers, prisons. We have 36 prisons to visit here in Wisconsin, and we also visit those persons who are in deportation process, removal process. They are in Dutch County, so we visit them like every week. And we also visit some places where we have seasonal workers, especially agricultural workers who come from Mexico for a very specific time to work and then go back to them. So we visit them to know that the contract is respected, that they have everything they need for their job, and that they have been treated well by their employer. And well, just to finish, before going to the community outreach department, I want to mention the mobile consulates that we do every year. We visit several cities around Wisconsin to provide like the basic services of the documentation, the protection, and the community affairs department. This is a picture of how the mobile consulate looks like. Actually, we have our first in Viroqua this year, the first mobile consulate of 2022. And I take this opportunity to thank Lacey and Trina for your support in order to the consulate be there and provide these services. We serve around 100 and 120 people every day. Usually we work Saturday and Sunday, so it'll take us to 240 people in one weekend. And these people benefits from documents, in legal advice, in community information regarding community services and opportunities for them in Wisconsin. So thank you. Now I want to give the floor to my colleague Norma in order for her to tell you more about the community affairs department and the cultural department.
Thank you, Karina, and thank you, Lacey and Trina. Well, I'm going to talk about the community department and the cultural department here at the Consulate of Mexico in Milwaukee. The community department serves Mexicans abroad, but Mexicans Americans as well, because we are interested in providing tools to improve the quality of life, to live here their lives, right? And also to maintain their links with their friends and families in their home communities in Mexico as well, because as you know, this is the Day of the Dead, because we carry on our traditions wherever we go. So the main areas of interest for the community department are education, health and sports, building community organization, empowerment through a network that is called Red Global, and financial entrepreneurship literacy. In order to provide those services, we have at the consulate windows. So we have the education window in collaboration, in partnership with MATC, the Milwaukee Area Technical College, where people could be able to reach out to us by phone or by email in order for them to find out about educational opportunities in different levels, primary, middle school, higher education here in the state of Wisconsin. And also we have the health window. Actually, we start the health window at the consulate in partnership with the Aurora Health Group. But currently we are in the process of changing the partnership, and we are going to have a new partner. And we will let you know as soon as we release the information who is going to be our new partner to provide referrals, medical referrals, but also here at the consulate and sometimes in the mobile consulates, we provide basic health tests like blood pressure, sugar levels, vision test, hearing testing, breast supervision provided by nurses that are certified. And currently we are also providing the COVID vaccines and the flu vaccines for free in collaboration with the Wisconsin or the Milwaukee Health Department. So this is how we serve our community. I'm going to talk to you now about the cultural promotion. When we heard about this invitation to join the Library Association of Wisconsin in this conference, we got very excited at the consulate because we have already partnered with some libraries here in Milwaukee and also there in Viroqua in order to promote the Mexican culture. And I just read an article recently, and I'm going to read those words that I guess they're still so true today. Is Andrew Carnegie famously stated more than a century ago that a library outranks any other one thing a community can do to benefit its people. It is a never-failing spring in the desert. What it means, or what is my understanding, is that libraries provide a safe and friendly welcoming spaces to all. Doesn't matter your color, doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your legal status, everyone is welcome to learn and educate, improve themselves. So that's great for the whole community. How we can partner with some libraries on some librarians that would like to reach out to us? Well, we have done it through exhibitions. In the past, we had an exhibition about the life together of Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. We have that exhibition in some places. Also, we could be able to find or coordinate an exhibit of paintings, sculptures, handcrafts, and among others about the Mexican folk art. Also, we could be able to find and identify some movies that we would like to show to the public, short films, documentary films. By example, in this area, we show a movie for kiddos in the Milwaukee Public Library here in the Mitchell Street. And it was a very resilient movie talking about a little kid that has facing cancer, how he could stand with his family and with support of his imagination to go to this process. So it was a very encouraging movie. But there is we have also partnered with about another film. Actually, it was a short film that was done by two filmmakers from Wisconsin about the dairy industry and how they employ Mexican nationals and the challenges both face, the owners of the farm as well as the workers, because the lack of visas. So that was a very interesting, and actually that movie also brought a panel, so we could be able to learn a little bit more about what their challenges they face. Also, we can do book presentations in bilingual language, Spanish and English, gastronomy, tasting, of today we are going to offer the tasting of the bread de Dia de Muertos, pan de Dia de Muertos. And also, we can also partner with some Mexicans that they do dance, folk art to celebrate very specific dates like Cinco de Mayo or the Mexican Independence Day, or like we have done it since the beginning of October until today, the Day of the Dead that is becoming more and more famous here in the state of Wisconsin, but across the United States. So we would like to say to all of you, the librarians and the library staff, if you are looking for an innovative community partnerships, the Consulate of Mexico in Milwaukee is here, open and welcoming to collaborate with you. And we believe that the most egalitarian institution arts is public libraries. Let's partner and collaborate to bolster more diverse, inclusive, and stronger local communities in Wisconsin in the benefit of all, right? So we are so excited, and well, please follow us, reach out to us. Here you can find our phone number and our email, and also Lacey or Trina could be able to provide you with our contact information. And just, I would like to add the main question about how to make happen a Dia de los Muertos, a successful Day of the Dead in your local communities. Well, I always say that it requires the participation, the collaboration of relevant associations, organizations, or institutions, as you will learn further away. Lacey and Trina will explain to you how we made it happen. It was not an effort of only one organization, because it's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to invite relevant institutions in order to make it happen in a very beautiful, successful way. Thank you very much, Karina. I don't know if you would like to add something.
Thank you, Norma. I just want to reiterate the disposition of the Mexican Consulate here in Milwaukee to work with all of you and to share all we can do to the benefit of our communities here in Wisconsin. Thank you.
Hooray!
Thank you.
We're all so moved. Thank you so very much. And we'll be very happy to share your information with everyone. And thank you both so much.
Thank you, Lacey, Trina. Thank you. Thank you for having us here with you at the conference. And we hope that we can partner with more libraries here in Wisconsin and to continue the collaboration that we have with you. It has been really, really successful for us and for the benefit of our communities as well.
Yes, all the communities. Thank you so much.